Hey, what is it, be sexy beast? Goes into Tristan here. Now, boy, do I have a story for you guys today. Now, I took a poll on Twitter last week asking what video you wanted today, and you guys all said story pretty much. So if you're not following me on Twitter, what the fuck are you doing with your lives? Go fix that right now. Link is at the top of the description below. Definitely go follow me on Twitter, guys. I'm very active on Twitter because I don't have that many followers, so I definitely like to interact with you guys on there. So if you have any questions or whatever, take them to my Twitter. That is the best spot to reach me. Now, anyway, today I'm telling you the story about how I almost got arrested. Yes, oh my god, is it a fucking banger, dude? It is such a great story. Can't wait for you guys to hear it. So yeah, and I will tell this story about my first Tinder girlfriend probably in a couple weeks. I'm thinking of doing ghostly advice next week and then probably having it 2 weeks after that. Now again, a real quick sidebar, if you have seen my scary story series, that is not done on my channel. I'll probably be working on those in the near future. It's just been so long since I've gotten back into those. But anyway, guys, I'm going to get right into the story. So like I said, this happened, or not like I said, but anyway, back in August, it was right before I moved over to Seattle, and boy, did I have some great stories from that time. So right before I was leaving, I wanted to see as many people as I could before I went. So this story involves Ethan and Rob. So I was hanging out with Ethan, and we were just kind of kicking it back in my place, hanging out, watching TV while I was packing stuff. You know, just kind of talking about everything before I left, you know, the state, basically, because I wasn't going to see them for a while. And so that's what we wanted to do, is I wanted to see everybody for as long as I could before I ended up leaving for a while, right? Didn't know how long I'd be gone until I came back and visited everybody, right? Because I'm stuck here. I'm moving here, right? I'm here to stay, guys. Anyway, so I was hanging out with Ethan, and we were like, all right, man, you know, what to do. And after a couple hours, we're like, all right, dude, let's go see if Rob can hang out. And so we go all the way to Rob's house, and he tells us multiple times to just go home. So we knock on his door. He's like, look, man, my mom's asleep. Can't hang out. Can't do any of this stuff like that. And we're like, dude, this is my last week in Bend before I leave forever to go, you know, move to Seattle, right? Like, I don't know how long it's going to be until you can see me again. Like, please see me, dude. Please make this one exception. I'm sure your mom will understand. Like, dude, I'm fucking moving, dog. I'm leaving. And so both Ethan and I are guilt tripping him into going with us because I'm leaving later that week. And he's like, no, dude, just go home. Like, I can't hang out tonight. He's being like super serious about it. And we're just kind of laughing. We're just like, nah, dude, it's fine. Like, come on, man. You're 21 fucking years old. Like, please just hang out with us. Like, it's gonna be fine. What's the worst that your mom can do, right? But again, his mom hates me, dude. She is very, very scary woman indeed. So I understand. But like I said, he's just kind of whipped. And it's just, we wanted him to hang out before I ended up leaving, right? And so anyway, we're just like, God damn it. So he still tells us to go home. We tell him, we're like, no, dude, we are not going home until you go with us. Like, we are not leaving until you hang out with us. And we're not taking no for an answer. I mean, literally, that was what we told him. And we're just like, dude, we're not going anywhere. And so we're just kind of waiting. And Ethan tries to throw a rock at his front door, right? To kind of like knock on it without actually knocking on it. Just kind of bug him, right? He's like, dude, if you guys are so loud, like, you're going to wake my mom up and all this stuff. She's going to yell at me. She's going to be super upset. I can't go out tonight, blah, blah, blah. Because he couldn't ask her because she wasn't awake, right? And it's like, dude, come on, it's fine, trust, it's fine. So anyway, Ethan kind of misses the rock toward the front door, and I'm like, nah, dude, I fucking got this. So I pick up a little pebble, right? It wasn't like a giant rock, of course, but I pick up a little pebble, and then I toss it at the front door, and I fucking nail it, dude. It hits dead center of the door. I made a loud-ass fucking clack, like a loud-ass noise, and so we kind of run over there and hide, and like I said, Rob is very upset at this point. He's just like, dude, leave me alone. Like, please, I can't hang out tonight. And we're like, no, dude, we're not taking no for an answer. It's like I said, we keep staying outside, kind of bugging him a little bit. After about 20 minutes, we finally get him to cave. So we keep going to like his window and talking to him, and he's trying to tell us off. And we're just like, no, dude, like, come on, just sneak out the fucking window. It's easy. Have you never fucking done this before? It's super easy. So again, after like 20 minutes of just us kind of sitting there, we were listening to music for a while, just kind of hanging out, being super loud right outside his house. We're like, all right, dude. And he finally caves. We finally, like, we're talking through him through his window for a little bit, because like I said, he lived on like the bottom floor, so it was hella convenient. And then we finally convince him to get out, and so he opens the window and he tries crawling out of the window, but he's doing it in a really weird way, right? This guy, he's obviously fucking never snuck out before, right? And he's like using Ethan as support, and we're like, what the fuck are you doing, dog? And so we kind of help him out, but then his foot it gets caught and he falls. Like, so it makes like a really loud noise. And we're like, oh my God, no, dude, you fucked it up. We were so close. So he panics, right? And he goes back inside the door for another 10 minutes. He goes back inside his house. And we're just like, no, dude, no. And he's like trying to make sure his mom didn't wake up and all this shit. And so he can still sneak out and whatever. And he like closes the window. And so, like I said, Ethan and I are just sitting out there listening to some music, like waiting for his response and texting him and shit and bugging him and do all that stuff. And so he finally sneaks out of his window properly after making sure his mom is asleep, and his older brother ended up covering for him, which was good because he kind of spotted us trying to sneak him out, and he's just like, what the fuck are you doing? And we're like, dude, trust, it's fine. And so I knew his brother, so his brother was pretty cool, and so he's a little older than him, and his older brother covered for him, which is really nice. Didn't really have to cover for him, but he didn't explicitly rat him out like a dweeb, right? That would fucking suck, dude, if he finally sneaks out, and then his brother's like, hey, mom, blah, blah, blah. It's like, what the fuck would that get you, man? Come on, it ain't like a deal. It ain't like a negotiation. Like, you don't really have to do that to your bro. That's just straight savage. So anyway, we leave, and we walk to Taco Bell, which he lived right next to, and they wouldn't let us go through the drive-thru without a car, man, because like I said, I'd parked my car over near Rob's house, and we just didn't want to drive. We're just like, dude, let's just hang out, night in the town, it's totally fine. So we walk over to Taco Bell, and they're like, nah, dude, if you're not in a car, can't serve you, sorry. So we go to the Subway, which I had been to before. I think I told the story about that. Oh my God, I'm pretty sure I did on my channel. Otherwise, that's a fucking banger. But I'm pretty sure I've told the story on my channel. But anyway, we go to the Subway because I knew they would take us without cars through the drive-thru. We go to Subway and we order some food. I ordered some food. They mostly just ordered some drinks. We just kind of hang out, eat the food, meme around for a little bit, and they're like, all right, what to do next? And we go to the Safeway parking lot. We're just kind of doing some parkour in the parking lot, running around, dicking around, not really doing anything crazy. And then we go inside. So the plan was that, like, Ethan was hungry, so he wanted to buy some bread for some reason. He wanted to buy some of this special bread, not like a loaf of bread, but for the purposes of this story, we're just going to say that he just bought a dead-ass loaf of bread, right? But no, he bought some other kind of weird bread. I don't know exactly what kind. It was like cheese-flavored and shit. I don't fucking know. Some Parmesan. Whatever. He just bought this big-ass thing of bread. And we're like, what the fuck are you doing? So, and the plan was for him to get some bread. I wasn't really that hungry. Like I said, I just had Subway. And Rob was going to buy some alcohol for us. So Rob was 21, and at the time we were not 21, and so hence part of this story, why this story ended up happening the way it did, was because it was absolutely fucking terrifying, and this is where shit starts to go wrong. The night has been epic until this point. It's been absolutely hilarious, memorable, a night I'm never going to forget. And so we split up right when we enter the Safeway, right? Which is something you should just do before you enter it. And if you guys don't know what Safeway is, it's basically like a store kind of like Walmart, but they're a grocery store mostly, and they're open until about 1 a.m. So like I said, it's probably 11 at this time, 11:30, something like that. It's not crazy late, but this store is still open. So we go in there. It's just a grocery store. We go in there and we split up right away. So I go with Ethan to get some bread, and Rob is just going to buy us some bitch beer, right? It's just some really, it's not great alcohol, but it's alcohol nonetheless. He was going to buy us Mike's Hard Lemonades, which I was like, I don't really know what else I want right now. Cans of those sound pretty decent, right? We weren't going to get like super fucked up, but it just sounds nice to throw back a couple of air quotes beers, because I don't really like beer. But honestly, Angry Orchard is definitely bae. I like that a lot more than Mike's Hard Lemonade, but I like Mike's Hard Lemonade a lot more than beer. But like I said, it's bitch beer, so just whatever. We're not getting into that debate. You guys can debate that shit in the comments if you want to. I'm not too worried about it. So we split up, we do all that stuff, and we finally meet up outside. And so Rob is walking with us, and he's carrying the mics in a plastic bag with his receipt. And then he pops one open and starts drinking it, which you're not supposed to do in public. Now, again, I'll ruminate on this later. I don't know where shit hit the fan, but this is where it starts to get bad. So now he's technically doing something illegal, which is drinking in public, right? Because you're not supposed to be publicly intoxicated like a drunkard on the streets. Like I said, you're not supposed to drive or anything like that drunk, but he's literally drinking alcohol in public, which, like I said, you can do on your private residence or in your house, but you're not supposed to do like just walking down the street, right? That's why you don't really see people drinking cans of beer on the street, at least in America, right? You shouldn't. I mean, you do see it. People have the fucking paper bag strat, right? Where they have some fucking Jack Daniels or whatever for their alcoholic needs, just drinking it on the street like it ain't shit. Whatever, dude. I'm not gonna get into that debate. It's just bad. It's bad. So he starts doing that, which, again, you're not supposed to do in public, but we weren't too concerned about it. Now, we were going to drink ours in a field behind the Costco, which was right next to Rob's apartment. So you know, we just held off and we just kind of waited. We're like, all right, Rob, you know, you're 21. You hold on to this shit. I'm not going to hold on to it because I could get caught with it, right? And I'm technically a minor, although I'm 20 fucking years old when this story happened. I'm 21 now, right? So this story wouldn't have gone down nearly the same way had that been the case, but it was still a fucking rip and a half no matter what happened. Holy shit, yeah. So we start walking and we start going behind the Costco. So there's this fence right behind Costco separating his apartment complex from Costco. And so we go behind the Costco and we're going to go back that way to get to the field. It was the fastest way to get to the field. And literally right after we start walking behind the Costco, I start to see a flashlight behind us and I'm like, holy shit, no, dude, we need to run. And so I'm like, someone is looking for us, and they shouted something at us. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it wasn't like, this is the police, like freeze right there. No, it wasn't anything like that. It wasn't anyone announcing who they were, just like asking kind of what we're doing and who we are and stuff. And I don't know exactly what they said, but they said some stuff to us and I'm like, holy shit, dude, we need to run because he has alcohol in him. Sure, we don't have it on us, but again, it just doesn't look great. Like I said, I was moving in a couple days, and so he had 3 alcoholic drinks and there were 3 of us. And like he could just be like, hey, dude, I'm a fucking alcoholic. Like, I was going to drink all these by myself, you know, whatever. And again, in the eyes of the law, I don't fucking know how it would have gone down. And I'm so glad we did not find out. Like I said, the story is almost getting arrested. Fucking nuts, I tell you. So anyway, so I see the flashlight behind us because I'm at the back and I'm like, we need to start running. Like, this is bad. So I tell them to start running and we get up past Costco a little bit, right? We're almost all the way through the back kind of parking lot where they kind of load and stuff like that, the docking station. And docking station, whatever, where they dock shit for Costco, where they load shit, whatever, the very back end of the store. And we keep going, and there's there's a big pile of rocks, like big ass, like boulders, and we're running over them. And again, it's dark, dude. It's late at night. We don't have flashlights on our phone right now. I mean, we're not using them actively because we don't want the security guy to see us and follow us, right? Of course. So we're running through. Now, Rob falls, dude, and he drops some of the mics, and he's hurt. He's injured. His leg kind of got caught in between 2 rocks, dude. It was like 144-hour style, and I'm like, oh, no, dude, no, please. And like, this can't be happening right now. Like, no, 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 no. And so he's like screaming in pain. And we're like, dude, like, fuck. And we're trying to help him up, making sure he's okay, right? Helping him to his feet and making sure he has everything. Now, he ended up losing one of those Mike's Hard Lemonades in the process, and he lost his receipt as well because, like I said, he dropped it when he fell, and so he was screaming in pain. We helped him up, made sure he was okay, and then we kept running. So we finally get through the field, and like I said, I still see the flashlight, and I looked back even further, and I could see flashing red and blue lights, and I was like, shit, 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 shit. This is not good at all. I was super terrified, and I was like, if they catch us, man, this is especially bad. I don't know if they'd hit us with trespassing or what the fuck would happen. I don't exactly know, because like I said, we're on like public property. There's no like trespassing, do not enter signs that we've seen, but it's still, we're behind a Costco, right? My buddy has alcohol. He's 21. We split up when we got to Safeway. It just looks suspicious. It just doesn't bode well. It just doesn't look good when you add the entire story together, right? Because there's 2 minors with an adult. The adult has alcohol. The minors don't have alcohol, but they probably will in a minute. So it didn't bode well at all. And like I said, our plan was just to kick it in this field and drink some Mike's Hard Lemonade. Just hang out like guys, dude. It wasn't supposed to be anything crazy like this at all. So I knew that if we got caught, it was going to be really bad, and I would probably get an MIP, which is a minor in possession for alcohol, and you get arrested for it, and you would have a record for it, and it would just bode very, very poorly for me. And I was like, and everybody else involved, it would just be bad, especially, you know, my friend Rob for buying the alcohol, and it wouldn't be good at all. So we're like, fuck, dude, I can't deal with this at all. So we end up going and we get to the fence, and like I said, I still see the flashlight. It's getting closer and closer, but it's not like right at us. Like, it's not shining directly on our faces, and I'm like, okay, this guy's moving very slowly. We still have some time. And so we start to hop the fence, and we hop the fence. Now, everyone else made it over fine. I kind of got caught on it. My pants did anyway, and I ripped a little like kind of L shape like a corner shape of the pocket of my right pocket, because that's where I keep like my wallet and keys and stuff like that. Some people keep their wallet in their back pocket, but I'm like, no, dude, I don't want to sit on that shit. So I keep it in my front pocket, and it gets caught. And like I said, I scraped my knee up a little bit, but I made it over okay. And we're like, oh my God, this is fucking bad. This is horrible. Like, I'm injured a little bit. He's injured. He's bleeding a little bit. I'm bleeding a little bit. Luckily, I'm wearing jeans. I think he was wearing shorts. And we're just like, oh no, this is extremely bad. And so we kind of hide near the dumpster, near Rob's apartment. And we're just over there like, please, 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 like, let's have this cop go away. And we hide there for about 15 minutes, too scared to even drink the Mike's Hard Lemonade, because I'm like, this night has gone horribly, horribly wrong. We need to get the fuck out of here. Like, we almost just got arrested. We almost just got caught by the cops. And it gets even worse, guys. Don't leave the story just yet. This story is not fucking over. So Rob goes and he scouts out the apartment complex, right, to see if he can see the cops anywhere. And he does see a cop car going through this apartment complex that had kind of just passed the dumpster, and comes back and tells us, you know, he just tells us that, right? And we're just like, oh my God, dude, we need to wait until this cop goes. We need to leave. And Rob's like, dude, I got to go home. And Ethan and I didn't have to go home right then, but we're like, dude, we got to call this night up. We got to split up. We got to get rid of this alcohol. Like, we didn't even have any of it on us at all. We made sure Rob carried it the entire time, like I said, because he was 21. We were not. If we get caught with it, it looks a lot worse for us than if he gets caught with it, right? Because, again, he can legally have it. We can't. So wasn't like it was drugs or cocaine or anything like that. But I mean, technically it's a drug, but we're not going to get into that debate in this video either. So we wait for about 10 more minutes. Ethan and I were going to call it a night. And so we start running back from Rob's apartment complex. Right as we're about to exit, shortly after we had stopped running, we see, oh my God, dude, it was so fucking horrible. We were at the exit, right, of his apartment complex. And we see this cop is driving by, and she stops and backs up and then immediately gets out of the cop car. I couldn't fucking believe it. Like, she got out so fast. Just threw it in park, was immediately out of it, gets out her flashlight, comes over and like points it at us, and she's asking us some questions. She's like, hey guys, you know, what's going on? What are you doing? And we're like, oh, you know, we were just hanging out. Just went to, you know, we picked up a friend, went to Safeway, got some food, and then we just like walked him back to his apartment. That was what we said. So we left out the part where we're running from security. We left out the part where he bought alcohol and all that stuff. And, you know, because Ethan just wanted to buy some bread. Ethan's like, yeah, dude, just bought some bread. And he was sweating from the fucking forehead, dude. He's sweating so hard because we were running, hopping fence, and it was not good, man. He was sweating like fucking ridiculously. I was sweating too, but not as much as he was, and so he looked really, really bad. And right now, like I said, I had torn my right jean pocket, and I still have the pants. I do need to sew that tear in them, but I was holding my hands down by my waist. My right hand was over that pocket, and my left hand was just kind of where my phone is. And I was like, please, God, do not ask me to lift my hands. Do not ask me to do anything like that, because having ripped jeans when I'm dressed pretty nicely just does not look good, especially because we're sweaty, and I was noticeably bloody, and it would not turn out good at all. So she just asked us a couple questions, kind of what we were doing, what's going on. And then she's like, oh, hey, you know, 2 people were spotted like running from security. Are you those guys? And we're like, no. Like I said, we just walked with our friend back to his apartment complex, and now we're heading back here. And I don't remember some of the other questions that she asked, but she asked a few other questions, just kind of what we were doing and what we had planned for the rest of the night. I was like, oh, we're just kind of going back to my place and hanging out. And so she's like, all right, guys, well, have a great night, you know, whatever. Because we didn't have any alcohol on us. We didn't look that suspicious, right? Well, I mean, we looked pretty fucking suspicious, but we're both white, so fuck. I mean, that helps a lot, because, again, some cops are racist, right? I'm not saying, yeah, it's bad, right? So she didn't think we were suspicious at all. Luckily, we didn't look like 2 homeless people or people out there to cause. Like, we didn't look like criminals, basically, is what I'm saying. And lucky for us, she didn't ask us any further questions. My heart was pounding. It was racing. I was like, oh, no, this is the fucking end of me. And I ended up seeing, like, the cop security. Or I see the cop, and then in front of her car, when we were walking back toward my car, because she starts to drive off, right? And Ethan and I are going toward my car, as I see like the mall security, right? Because the mall complex over there near like the Safeway and Costco and stuff has its own security, and they have the flashing red and blue lights on top of their car, just like a lot of security companies do. And so that's apparently the person who spotted us going behind Costco. Now, again, I don't know if they were alerted by Safeway for our suspicious alcohol activity or what was going on with that or why they started following us, but they were on our ass immediately, dude. I don't know when they saw us or when they started following us or what happened, but seriously, the second we got behind Costco, they had their lights on and they were looking for us and calling out for us, and I couldn't believe it. But what was weird is, like I said, the security guy only spotted 2 of us, and like I said, there were 3 of us, and so I think that's why the story with him didn't really, like the story that we told the cop about, you know, Ethan and I didn't really spark any red flags, right? She's, oh, there's 3 people and I was looking for 2 people, right? Now it's only 2 of us, right? We could have been totally lying about our friend, which we weren't. And so I'm sure she understood that. So she says, okay, have a good night. So like I said, we get in my car and we go home. She keeps on driving. I was absolutely fucking terrified that she was going to get in her car, to pull a U-turn and follow us, dude. And, you know, pull me over or something like that. I don't know exactly what was going to happen. Cops can really do anything like that if they want to. So we get home, and I was also worried that she was going to show up at my apartment because she could just look at my license plate number, get my address, and just go right to my house. Like, that would be fucking terrifying in every way, shape, and form. So we're still freaking out. The drive home was terrifying. I was like, if I get pulled over, this is really, really, really bad. This is going to be horrible. Get home safely. Everything's fine. I change pants into another pair of tan pants that I have that are not torn at all, right? In case someone came knocking, and it just looks really bad. I take off my sweatshirt, and I was just like, oh, no, 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 no. This is not good at all. So Ethan has his bread, and we're just kind of scared the cop's going to come to my house for a little while. We just kind of chill, or trying to relax and talking about the whole ordeal and how crazy everything was and how we couldn't believe it that this happened a couple days before I was leaving. It was also fucking hilarious, the fact that Rob, like, didn't want to go out. We forced him to go out, and it just ended up being a horrible, horrible time. Like, again, a great story, a great adventure, but a horrible experience, right? A very scary experience for sure. And it was just funny that the first time he ever sneaks out in his life, or this is the very first time he's ever snuck out, it went that way, right? So I was like, oh, dude, we're probably like, fuck, dude, he's never going to sneak out again. He's never going to want to go out with us ever again. So yeah, I don't know when the security guard was aware of us or when he started tracking us or whatever, but it was an absolutely terrifying experience. But again, at the end of the day, we didn't do anything illegal. So it was good. So like I said, we didn't pass any no trespassing signs. We didn't drink any of the alcohol. We didn't do anything like that. Again, we hopped a fence, but I don't think there's anything illegal about hopping a fence. Again, it's probably frowned upon. But like I said, I don't think it's ever trespassing. We didn't vandalize anything, right? We didn't steal anything. It was a horrible, horrible experience, and I'm so glad I did not get an MIP because that could have ruined my fucking life. So again, really hope you did enjoy the story. If you did, please leave a like on it. Let's see if we can smash 250. Stay sexy, you beasts. I'm GhostSickness. I fucking love you guys, and I'm out.
So